So, I'm going to talk to you about what happened yesterday in the shootings in Orlando and how sometimes we as psychics can pick up on things, but we don't have enough information that we can do anything about it. And this actually happens a lot. And it's not just with psychics, this happens with a lot of people. I had one friend tell me this morning that she had a dream about the day prior to this happening. She had a dream about these gay people or gay guys who were in trouble and they needed help. And that's all that she dreamt about. That's all that the dream really had to offer her. I have another friend who woke up the morning of all the drama, and he said that he felt horrible that day, or he just felt bad or sad, and he didn't really know why. And this happens a lot. People tend to tune into things or pick up on things, even though they don't, when they tune into these things, they don't have enough information that they can do anything about it, but they do pick up or tune into things. And this happens with a lot of people, not just with psychics. In my specific instance, 2 weeks ago, I actually had an interesting dream, and the dream started off very reminiscent of an episode of Forensic Files that I had seen. And the episode was about these two gay guys who had fallen in love with another gay guy, and one of them ended up killing the other gay guy, and in the end they all got solved, it all got resolved, and they were able to tell who the real killer was. And so in my dream, it was kind of beginning in that way. It's as if I was seeing an episode of Forensic Files. However, as the dream progressed, it started to change on me and morph into something else. And what happened was, at some point, it became very obvious that there was someone that was looking to kill or hunt down gay men, and I knew this was in Florida. I knew this was in Florida. And the reason why I knew this was in Florida is because for some reason my friend Mitchell kept popping into my head throughout the dream where he lived, which he lives in Orlando. So I kept feeling this was somewhere in Florida, possibly Orlando. So and these gay guys, this was actually a gay couple, and they felt like somebody was prosecuting, or someone was coming after them, or somebody was looking for them, was trying to kill them and murder them, and they were so scared and so afraid. And I in the dream, I was actually in one of the gay couples. I was actually experiencing things through one of the guys. So it wasn't me looking at this all playing out. This was me in the eyes of this individual going through this experience. So I couldn't see the killer. I couldn't see the person that was trying to come and get them, but I knew that they were freaking out and scared. And at one point, and I didn't understand what this part of the dream was about, but at one point they were in this room and they were trying to climb up ladders or trying to climb up the wall to get out or to get away from this individual who's trying to kill them. And unfortunately, they were not successful, and I felt puncture wounds coming. I felt something sharp just cutting through me, and I felt just something was going through my body, and then I saw blood everywhere, and I felt like I was dying, and I felt like I was going through this horrific experience of tasting my own blood, and I mean, it was just such an intense dream. And I thought maybe I was stabbed or maybe something happened because I felt the punctures, these puncture wounds going through my body. And so I woke up after that, and that was the end of the dream. I woke up and I was like, well, what the hell was that about? And this is not an unusual thing for me to go through, because there have been times where I've experienced other things prior to them happening, but because it was so symbolic sometimes in nature that I couldn't figure out what this was pertaining to. I had once had a dream where I was a man who had a baby, a child, and then there was also a toddler with him as well, and the baby was crying and crying and crying, and he was so angry and frustrated because this baby would not shut up. So he got angry, he got upset, and he took the baby and he put it inside of a microwave. closed the door, and turned it on. And I could actually see the baby's skin like burning and crackling. And then that's when I woke up. And I was just horrified by this whole visual experience of like, why would you guys show me something so horrendous? And then it turned out a few days later, actually a few weeks later, this happened, and it was in the news, and there was articles written about it. So this dream with these gay men being attacked, it was so interesting because I didn't know what this was pertaining to, and I thought, well, maybe my brain has turned turning something that I've seen before and twisting it around, which I now in retrospect, I think that's exactly what happened, and I actually thought about doing a video diary. I remember I was like, maybe I should do a video diary about this and explain sometimes how we get dreams that we don't really know what they refer to. But then, in time it may make some sense. I didn't, though. I was too lazy that morning. I didn't want to do it. So, but I did go fishing with some of my family members and my niece and so forth. And when we were on the way back, my niece brought up the topic of dreams, and she said, I had this weird dream, and so, and I don't know what that means. And I broke down her dream because I'm really good at interpreting dreams, apparently not my own. But I interpreted her dream. And then I said, I had an interesting dream last night myself. And then I told them about my dream with the gay men being attacked. I thought this was Florida, and I just could feel the puncture wounds and all this bleeding. And I was so scared, and I felt like someone was targeting gay men in that time, and I felt like I was part of a couple, that I was one person, and then my partner, or the person that I considered to be my spouse or my couple, like we were together when this was going on, and we were both trying to escape this scene. So, and my niece, she said, well, did you look online? Did you look anywhere to see if this story is true? And I was like, no. I said, because I dream about these kinds of things all the time, and sometimes I can't figure it out, and it takes me a while. It takes time before I even realize what this is pertaining to. So I didn't do anything about it. I didn't go online. I didn't look it up because I just felt, what am I going to do? It's like, okay, two gay men being attacked by somebody. What am I going to do with that? I can't go to any police. I can't go to any police agency and say, hey, I had a dream about two men being attacked and they were gay. Like, how many gay men are in the U.S. and it's not like I knew who the murderer was. I actually could not see in the dream. I could not see who the murderer was or the person that was trying to do this. I just knew that there was some hatred behind their attack and they were targeting gay men. So I now in retrospect, after all of the events that occurred yesterday, I feel absolutely horrible because there were pieces there that I just didn't understand, and this happens a lot where we see things and we feel things regarding things that are going to happen, and there's nothing we can do about it. So it's difficult because you want to be able to help and you want to be able to do something that can benefit other people, but it's just hard because you have pieces there, but you cannot help the people that this is going to affect. So this was hard for me because I didn't even click until last night when I was taking a shower, and it was just like, why didn't I ever see anything regarding this? And then it like hit me in the moment, like, oh my god, I think I did see something regarding this, and it's hard whenever you see things and you get pieces and you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything with it. And to just see all these people go through this, it was a hard thing to experience yesterday. So, and it's my community, I'm a proud gay man, and it's my community, just two men kissing on the street, that for that to trigger this guy just to go into this spiraling effect of wanting to hurt so many people, that's hard. That's just, I can't even imagine, like, what is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? So, but that happens, and so when you're psychic, or when you just have a sensitivity, a higher sensitivity than others, and everybody's psychic, like I say all the time, I teach this in my class. Sometimes you will tune in to things and you don't know what to do with it because there's not enough information there. I mean, I didn't get the name of the killer. I didn't get the name of his address. I didn't get any of that. It's the same thing with the baby who was put in the microwave. Luckily, the baby survived, but you got the pieces. But where is this at? How is this happening? And it's not always like an episode of Medium where all the pieces come together and then you can solve the case at the end of the day, at the end of the hour. It's not like that. It's a lot more complicated. And what I feel now is that because I'd seen an episode of Forensic Files, my brain took something that I had already associated with gay men and crime, and so it took something that was recent in my memory banks, and then it twisted the information around during the process of having the dream, and then it turned it into something else that had more relation to what was happening out in the world. And so my brain was tuning into that. And I think that's exactly what was going on. And I just didn't get enough information or tune into enough pieces to be able to, share that with anyone. So, but this happens a lot, and you as a person who's maybe trying to be sensitive or trying to be more in tune with things, you're going to tune into stuff from time to time, and you may not have enough information to do anything about, and you don't want to be hard on yourself. And even though I'm saying that because I've actually been kind of hard on myself about some of these things, you may not have enough information to be able to do anything about it. So you just have to just embrace that sometimes there may be some things that happen that you're not going to be able to prevent, or you're not going to be able to stop. And that's the reality. That's the truth. So I hope this was helpful. I hope my experience helps you understand your ability to sense, or how you may tune into things sometimes, even though you may not know what it pertains to. But it's a normal thing. And I hope my experience helps you understand your experience, so that way you can kind of get a feel for what it is that is happening in your mind or in your brain when these tragedies occur. So I actually found out last night that there was in fact a couple who was killed. My heart goes out to the families and everybody that was involved. Luckily, I have a friend who was just they live 2 blocks away, so he's okay. And then I have another friend who lives in Florida, and he's okay. And I don't think they lost anyone, but I think somebody they knew was shot in the leg. So, my heart goes out to everyone that was affected by this tragedy. And I hope that we can move forward and, prevent something like this from happening again, or at least get strong enough that we can start to do something so that these kinds of events don't have to keep happening. Okay, until next time, guys. Thank you.